anyways, this is the evidence that goes with it.
Yeah.
So I would think that you'd want to keep that.
Yeah, I told I'm gonna do up a report. I'm gonna refer it on to the Polk County Attorney's office, and
see, the crime didn't take place in the house, so.
Yeah.
What's the date today?
October 26, 2012.
And where are we at?
Alexandria Police Department.
Okay, and what are you going to be doing?
Filing a complaint.
Okay.
I want all this stuff, your stuff.
I'll take my stuff. I don't need that.
Hi, what's your name?
Mary.
Mary. I'm Kathy.
Kathy what?
Tangen.
Tangen? Okay, what can I do for you?
I'd like to file a criminal complaint against Bremer Bank and Backhaus Appraisals and Lakes Area Appraisals.
Okay, you need to have a seat and I'll call
Okay.
the investigator up for you.
Okay.
Tell them your last name, Kathy. Then I can tell my investigator is here.
Tangen.
And Kathy with a K or?
Yep, K.
I'll call them up for you.
Okay.
The old police department where we got kicked out of.
What?
No, I guess we didn't get kicked out of there. They just didn't like the camera there. The camera got kicked out. There's the big motorcycle up there.
Should put criminal right here.
Should have scandal right there.
Should have criminal.
Whatever, however you want to do it. You're gonna have your own little piece of paper that says criminal on it.
Oh, that's what we're saying, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You know her?
Well, she tried to stop me when I was doing flyers up here before.
Oh, that's the one? And now you're doing the same flyers again. Just a little different variation off the theme.
Yep. Yep.
Over here. Yeah. How are you?
Good.
Terry, how are you?
Super. Can't complain on a beautiful sunshiny day like today.
Absolutely. What can we do for you?
I went to Bremer Bank to get a real estate loan.
Okay.
And the amount was $156,000. And to get that size of a loan, my house had appraised for 80% loan to value, which they had 2 appraisals done that the bank hired. And one came in, Roers Appraisals, which was actually Lakes Area Appraisals. Michael Roers came in at 195.
Okay.
And at the same time, they had Backhaus Appraisals do one that came in for $202,000. And that was like exactly where it had to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a glorified garage. And a couple years later, I had a retro appraisal done with 2 independent appraisals. And they came in over $100,000 less. So this is for inflated appraisal fraud between Bremer Bank, Backhaus Appraisals, and Lakes Area Appraisals.
Okay.
And then I've given all the appraisals of all 4, so that you'd have the appraisals that they did.
And then who was selling the house said how many bedrooms were in it?
And right now, it's listed for sale because Fannie Mae is trying to sell it, and even the seller is saying there's 0 bedrooms. These appraisals say there's at least 1 bedroom or more, 1 or more bedrooms. So they didn't, there's actually 0 bedrooms, it's basically a glorified garage. And so ERA Realty is saying correctly there's no bedrooms, it says 0 on there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I think one of these said 1 bedroom, and I think the other one might have said 2 bedrooms.
Okay. So what's your name again?
Kathy with a K, Tangen, Tangen.
Gen.
Yep.
What's your name, Kathy?
Barbara,
And your date of birth?
9965.
And what's your home address?
1215 2nd Street, Northeast, Glenwood.
And what's the zip in Glenwood?
56334.
And how about I get a home phone?
Home phone number is 320-634-9989.
Okay. And the property, where is that located?
The property is located at this address right here.
Okay. And that was your property at one
Yes,
time?
yes.
And,
It went under foreclosure.
oh, okay. So is it empty now?
Yeah.
Is that the deal? And
I think that
you are,
the addresses are the addresses on here for all these, yeah.
so Bremer,
Backhaus and Lakes, their addresses are all on there.
Well, she's going to give you a copy of all the appraisals and all the information's
Yeah,
in there anyhow, so.
I don't want that stuff, but,
Then how much is the loan you were supposed to be able to get?
$156,000.
And that was, what was the 80% was?
202 is what they had, 195 is exactly 80% of. %, loan to value.
So in other words, all the appraisals from Bremer were above 80%.
Yep,
And you were trying to get the loan from Bremer, right?
correct.
Okay. And so Bremer at the time, you were trying to get how much of a loan?
156,000,
When was this?
2006.
Oh, back in 2006. Okay. And so this was your property at the time, right?
Right, but I just found out, I just basically found out about the fraud because of putting the appraisals together. So it's more recently that the evidence came through.
Okay. Okay. And Bremer's stipulation for giving you that loan was that it meet.
It has to be 80%. My house had to appraise, come in 80% loan to value, which means it had to come in at least 195,000, and it came in exactly 195, the exact number that they needed. And then they did another appraisal, which was just a little bit higher, 202,000. So they made sure they were at least at 80% or a little bit of a buffer. And when I was really shocked because it literally is a glorified garage. I have the headers in.
Okay.
That's why it's so plain looking in the front, because the headers are in here for 2 garage doors. And then we just sided over it, so it's just one big room and it's got the floor drains and everything in it. So it's basically a glorified garage. It just has like a little studio place up. It's all open upstairs.
Okay. And so you didn't get the loan?
Yeah, they appraised it at 202,000, and they said go ahead, take a loan. And I was shocked that it came in that high.
Okay.
And
so you got the loan.
And then ended up being where the appraisals were actually so far different. The house is not that house was never that value.
4 years later, you mean?
No, it's a
That was
retro appraisal.
It's a retro appraisal, so they use the comps for the exact dates that the banks did, because they still have all the same numbers. And then they took the sales from that time frame, so they went back and they said they're accustomed to doing that. They do that often, where they can go back to a time frame. So that's not a problem to go back. They just have to make it dated the same as this was, which it was 2006.
I see.
And they were independent people. They didn't know each other. They didn't know me. I said, I just want a true appraisal, whatever it is. I don't want you to be swayed by, I just want a true appraisal, and that's what they gave us. Exactly what it was, which seems more correct. And that was when the prices were high, 2006. Right now it's even dropped more than that, but that was, when the prices were higher, it was listed at that.
It must be bad because the price dropped after we talked to the realtor too.
Yeah. Well, appraisal on my place has dropped by $100,000 also.
Right, but we showed up with a camera and all of a sudden they dropped the price, what was it, $17,000? Trying to dump it.
So anyways, this is the evidence that goes with it.
Yeah.
So I would think that you'd want to keep that.
Yeah, I don't, I'm gonna do up a report, I'm gonna refer it on to the Polk County Attorney's Office, and
The crime didn't take place in the house though.
Yeah,
The
well,
crime
where the crime takes place,
is when they do their little report
yeah, where
and
they,
giving it to Bremer, which is all in the city.
but they gotta go out there to do it,
But the criminal activity wasn't they went out here to take pictures.
to do the appraisal, they had to go look at the
But that's
place.
not really doing the appraisal.
So,
That's
but that's,
walking out and inspecting.
But that's all I'm gonna do, Kathy, is,
Well, actually, my
I'm gonna refer it to
my husband is a criminal defense attorney,
okay,
and he knows about criminal stuff.
okay,
And he said, this is not the crime scene. the crime scene is in their office doing up their report and handing it to Bremer Bank in an inflated price.
Well,
So this is
Okay.
just about this place, it's not, it
Yeah.
really needs to go to Douglas County
the
Attorney.
subject is that. Have you gone to the Douglas County Attorney's office?
Yeah, actually, we went there first.
And what did they tell you?
They told me to go to Polk County,
Okay.
but then I
Well,
called my husband and he said they're just trying to brush it off onto somebody
Okay.
else.
because that's who I would refer to is, you know, if it was Douglas County's matter, I would refer to the
But-
Douglas County
But see,
Attorney.
it isn't their matter
Mm,
because
so-
Bremer Bank is in Douglas County, actually the city of Alec,
Mm.
and all these appraisers, the criminal ones, Backhaus and Lakes area are in town. This,
Wow.
they didn't,
Me and your husband, you know, I don't know what your
the
husband
criminal
told
activity
you.
doesn't take place when they
Yeah.
go and
When
peek
they
at your
actually do
house.
the appraisal, the subject's in Polk County, so.
Did you sign your loan
I
in
don't-
Polk County?
Well, the actual loan was at Bremer Bank.
Okay.
So the fraud,
But
Takes place
the
up-
appraisal was out in Douglas. You're not,
no, that's just
You're
where
not-
the address is.
you're right.
But the people that are doing the
but-
crime
You know,
are actually writing it out.
I would suggest you go to the Polk County Attorney's office, see what they suggest you do with it. If anything else, if they don't believe it's a criminal matter, you'll have to, seek it through a civil court, so. But, I'll say that you were in what happened here. Does me no good to retain this stuff because you put it together and it's not for our jurisdiction, it's my belief.
Okay.
And you've already been told that through the Douglas County Attorney's Office.
Well,
And-
actually, I've been told by a defense attorney that it doesn't
Well-
belong in Polk County. so-
Well, then he can, if they won't take your case, they won't take the case and ask them what they suggest, how you go about that. If it's a civil issue, they'll know better than me,
Okay,
with that. But, in my eyes, that's Polk County's, that's a subject,
But
the
again,
property is in.
when they
in-
walk around and take pictures,
That's where
not-
they do the actual appraisal. If they don't go to Polk County to do that appraisal, they can't do it from sitting at their desk here at Bremer Bank.
But that's not, it's
So-
not criminal to go take pictures and
Well,
look
that's
at
the
it.
subject of it though. That's the subject of,
Well, the criminal
their appraisal.
activity is when they did a fraudulent report and handed it to Bremer Bank.
through that subject, the
Okay,
subject
well,
of that piece of property. So,
Do
okay?
you
You
have
have
any,
Do you have a card for Kathy?
I do, yeah.
do you have any statutes or anything that would explain
I do
what
not.
jurisdiction it is?
No, I don't.
Okay,
There you go.
okay, thank
Okay.
you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Then why can't I say that we went to the city, the sheriff's office, and they told me to come here?
Because it's the runaround, just like your husband told you. The lawyer told you they're just running you around in circles.
Yeah, because we've been 3 places already today.
Right, exactly. That's the whole idea.
And
See,
nobody,
what they want you to do is run you around in circles till you quit.
exactly.
So there you go, people. That's the kind of justice you get in lawless Douglas County.